The Hill Country's greatest hits, The River, 106.1. It's Chad and the Breakfast Club. And I love this story. I love how this came together. The other morning, you heard me tell a story about a 50-year-old woman from South Africa who had broken the Guinness Book of World Records record for bungee jumping. Now, this is funny. I go through all of my news feeds every morning. I look at headlines and I look at stories, and I came across one and it says, 50-year-old South African woman breaks world record for bungee jumping. And I thought, oh, South Africa. I have friends in South Africa. Wait, I have friends in their 50s in South Africa. And I have friends in their 50s in South Africa who would do something just like this. And I opened the link on the story, and there it was, a picture of my friend. And it said, Linda Potgeiter, right there in the story. I said, this is exactly the kind of thing that Linda would do. So from the other side of the planet, my guest this morning, Linda Potgeiter. Linda, welcome.
Thank you so much, Chad. Oh my gosh, it's so good to hear that voice again.
Yeah, well, thank you. And Linda and her husband, Jan, and I have been friends for years. We went to business conferences together. We got to know each other. We've done work together, and they are spectacular people. But Linda, you didn't always have a good, easy, fun life. You came from a troubling background. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chad. Yeah, everyone has a story. I had a very abusive, traumatic background in my childhood. I was raised in several different homes. So by the time I got to 17 out in the workforce, I was no education, no skills, no confidence, no self-esteem, no clue, no job, no home. And I had to figure some stuff out. And so I decided that I needed to, well, I chose adventure sports to help me break through serious mental barriers and mental lockdowns that held me back, because otherwise how would I apply for that job or go for that interview or put a confident step forward? And so I started what started as skydiving and parachuting and bungee jumping and so on, to break through fears. And it worked. Actually became a lifestyle to the point that bungee jumping became my favorite. And so I guess here we are.
So tell us about the bridge. I saw a picture of it, and I just, my heart started to race just looking at the picture. Tell us about this bridge.
Oh, it's a beautiful place. So it's called Blokran's Bridge. It's run and owned by a company called Face Adrenaline. So Devo is the owner, awesome guy, fantastic team, highly skilled on logistics, technical safety. Of course, safety is everything. And of all the jumps I've done all over the world, I've done, my goal was to do the three highest in the world. So this one used to be the highest. Then Macau in China decided to do one. Then Switzerland. So I've done Macau, I've done all over the world. I've yet to do Switzerland, which is just moved to the third highest because China did a second one just because they're the top two spots now. But of Big Falls, everything, it is, in my opinion, and I'm biased because I'm South African, the most beautiful, the most scenic of all of the jumps. And so it's my favorite, 216 meters high. And the bungee is in the Tsitsikamma area, which is like the garden route, one of the most beautiful parts of our country.
That is remarkable. So tell us about what it meant to you as a person to overcome these fears, to put yourself where you were facing fear. What did that mean to you personally? How did it help you?
Oh, that's a good question. So it was a very personal goal for a while, for some years. I knew that if I could break through, because there's a level of fatigue that comes after doing 5, 6, 7, 8 jumps. But if I could, and I know a lot of, or everything in life for me is it's in the mind and in the heart. It's not just a mental game, it's in the heart as well. So you can have a strong mind, but I really believe in having a passionate heart that just, is part of what we do every day. So I decided to do this thing for myself, that if I could beat the record, which I discovered while I was still living in the UK, it would just propel my confidence, because I've been working on self-esteem and self-confidence. They're not the same thing, for many years. And it will be a new level of skill, which is one of the things that builds my confidence. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but it made me feel really badass when I was thinking about, oh my gosh, am I, if it's possible, if I achieve it, I know I will feel a new level of, for me, right? Not for anybody else, for me. We're talking because this was picked up by a local company, Broadway Sweets. They were doing a Stumper Record Breakers documentary series on 10 South Africans breaking South African Guinness World Records. And so what was going to be a quiet one-on-one game with my husband and my kids and me on the bridge became a locally televised series they just showed last week. And they're phenomenal. They're an incredibly community oriented company. And so I decided I was going to give myself 6 months, and then they said, you have 6 weeks. I'm like, okay, well, let's just do it. Let's see. And then it happened. It was amazing. It was just incredible.
That's awesome. So some of my listeners are in their 50s or their 60s, and they are maybe feeling a little boxed in, a little limited, dealing with some fears, dealing with some things that they've allowed to kind of hold them back, and they're getting frustrated with it. What do you say to those people at that moment?
Another good question. Well, first of all, I would say women to women, if I may address your female audience first. We are taught in the world as kids and even as adults, it's rude to ask a lady her age, right? And I don't believe in that. Like, I totally come against that, because every year we get is a gift with our kids, with our family, with our friends, with our business, with life. And so it's not just a number, it's a very special number. So 50, I mean, I'm a big birthday celebrator. I'm like, I was born on this day, come on, let's celebrate it. Because I spent most of my year hating myself, Chad. You're now friends and you know my story. I used to hate the woman in the mirror. I was raised on some other stuff that wasn't very helpful. And I want to say that those who raised me made me the woman that I am today. So I am grateful for all of that learning. But when I got to 50, I'm like, I'm going to do something special. Like, yeah, let's get up, dress up, and have a party. But so I decided that this was a goal that would be perfect for my 50th. And so it's not just about being the 40 or the 50 or the 60. It might have been 53. But, you know, as women, like, we get to menopause and flipping halfway through life, and we just think, I believe we do our best, right, to take care of our kids and our marriages and our businesses and our communities and a church, and we lose ourselves somewhere along the way. So I'm a real believer in get up, dress up, love yourself well first so you can love others even better. It has to be in that order. It's not self-care or vanity. It's actually biblical. It's actually smart. Love yourself well so you can love others better. And so for anyone out there who's in their 50s or maybe 60s, I think we're just halfway. As far as I'm concerned, I've just reached the halfway mark. I'm just taking a sip of Coke or something healthier maybe, and just think, okay, we've got halfway to go. And I'm working on 100, and wherever I land, I'll be happy with. But we are so much more infinitely capable, mentally, physically, and emotionally, than we give ourselves credit for. And that's why I do these physical things. And I have been since I was almost 20, because that physical challenge and the physical experience of elation, those few seconds in the, yes, you might be screaming and swearing like a sailor, but when you do it over and over, becomes very precious and very empowering. And then you think, well, I can wear that red dress, or I can put on that red lipstick, or I can write that book, because flip, did you just see what I just did out of that airplane? Or physical things that challenge. We are designed to physically move and be challenged, because our minds control our bodies, and the body will follow. And when there is fear, you know, I've been saying this for years, but fear is healthy. I mean, we need to, you know, fear is like there to alert us of danger. But also, if we understand it for what it is, bungee jumping is one of the safest sports in the world, by the way, believe it or not. But where there is fear, I have learned over the years that if you smash through that, there's freedom right on the other side. And that has been incredibly encouraging to me.
Fantastic. Linda Potgeiter, my guest from the other side of the world. She's in South Africa, just broke the Guinness Book of World Records record for bungee jumping, 23 jumps in the course of a single hour, 60 minutes. Just an unbelievable feat off of one of the most unbelievably high and beautiful bridges in the world. And Linda, we are so proud of you. I am personally excited that I have gotten to know you and your husband over the years. And you are a business owner. You have a little bit of a business online. In just 30 seconds or so, tell us a little bit about the work you do.
Oh, thank you, Chad. That's very kind of you. Yes, so the beautiful irony is I'm a confidence coach. That's why I believe anything can be turned around in life. So as a confidence coach, I've got about 34, 35 years business experience in the global marketplace. And I work with women and I help them to establish strong self-esteem and to increase self-confidence through the power of personal style. Dressing well is a powerful people skill. So practically, I teach women how to build a beautiful wardrobe on a budget, customized to their body, their personality, and their lifestyle. But secretly, I help women to fall in love with the woman in the mirror. That's what I do.
That's remarkable, and it's a great business that she does, and it helps a lot of women. And it's been my privilege to see some of the work that you've done, some of the clients that you've gotten to know and help over the years. So, Linda, thank you so much for the time that you shared with us today. Thanks for speaking encouragement into the life of my listeners, and blessings to you on the other side of the world.
Thank you, Chad. It's been such an honor. I love and miss you. Thank you so much.